start, or are we in a... I think we've started. Good afternoon, my lords and ladies. We'd like to welcome you to the third Ethereal Court of the Kingdom. We'd like to welcome you to the third Ethereal Court of the Kingdom of the East. We'd like to especially welcome all of the essential workers and the moms who are joining us today. Welcome all, and herein opens the court of Her Majesty Margarita and their Highnesses Tyndall and Albrecht of the Kingdom of the East.
Hello, dear ones. Welcome. I'm so glad that you are joining us today. We have lots of things planned for today, and I can't wait to share these with you as we recognize the people of the East.
Good afternoon on this snowy May day. One of the things that I've really enjoyed are the dance videos, the compilations that I've seen from other kingdoms, and especially the East Kingdom, our Eye of the Tiger. But one thing I saw this week that really inspired me was House Bloodguard put out a training montage, because stuck at home is no reason to be rusty. And I would like to issue a personal challenge to any household, canton, barony, any group, any community within the East Kingdom that wants to put together any type of video, distance fighting, dance, glow, whatever strikes your fancy. The rest of May, I would love to see the internet flooded with people of the East demonstrating joy. And when we get to June, I'd love to be able to recognize some of my favorites, some that have struck a chord with the people of the East. So if you have the means to come together as a community electronically and put together some videos, I'd love to see dozens and dozens of those.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us this day. I just want to let you know that we miss you and love you all, and thank you for seeing us in this forum. And hopefully we'll have some good news for you later on in this video. So please, let's continue on with court.
First, I'd like, I'd like everybody to take their glass and would like to toast all of the essential workers that are joining us or unable to join us. Thank you so much for all that you're doing for the world at large and for our kingdom. Vivat. To go along with that, we have a special video just to highlight some of the essential workers in the East Kingdom.
My brothers, I will fight with you, fight there beside you until my dying breath. My sisters, I will fight beside you, I will fight with you until we may take rest. Below the banners we gather as one, I'm stronger with you by my side. I will not leave till the conflicts are won, we will next meet on victory's side. My brothers, I will fight with you, fight there beside you until my dying breath. My sisters, I will fight beside you, I will fight with you until we may take rest. You may feel weary from traveling so long, let me carry your spears for a spell. As we venture forward, I'll offer a song, that the campaign before us go well. My brothers, I will fight with you, fight there beside you until my dying breath. My sisters, I will fight beside you, I will fight with you until we may take rest. Not every battle takes place on the field, not every war's fought with swords, not every valley can be saved by shields. I will trust in the strength of our words. My brothers, we will fight with you, fight there beside you until our dying breath. My sisters, we will fight beside you. We will fight with you until we may take rest. When it is finished, some lay and some stand. We have held on the best that we could. It mattered little if it went as planned. If we ended together, the outcome was good. My brothers, we will...
Thank you, essential workers. And thank you for those who are serving in the multiple ways. And for that, we have a mask and PEE device count. I forgot last court, and I apologize because you, East Kingdom, have been working so hard, volunteering and your time and materials, and you are outstanding. So for our counts as of right now, the East Kingdom has donated 5,224 masks, 116 scrub hats, 241 face shields, 10 pounds of soap, 4 gallons of hand sanitizer. Many more are donating fabric. Some are even donating space and time and housing situations, running errands, and just chipping in. You are all amazing. Thank you so much for everything you do.
And if that was not a sufficient amount of inspiration for you all there, Her Majesty's request for names of people who have been inspiring to you have been producing amazing results. And so at this time, Her Majesty and their Highnesses would like to share the names of several people who have been inspirational to the people of the Kingdom of the East.
I will begin with Dankwert Bathory. Dankworth's mundane job is as a DJ, which has been completely shut down due to COVID. So he took the party online. If you have not seen his, at least once a week, the live stream DJ parties, it's a way to bring joy and celebration into our houses and across the kingdom. It's a spark of light in a dark time, and it's very inspiring. The Honorable Lord Ervald, he's the Knight Marshal for the Crown Prince of Utgard, and New York is in lockdown, so he took the weekly fire practice online. He live streams workouts every Tuesday night to help the fighters stay in shape. It's, as I said, rust is the enemy, and it's also a way to get a little bit of normalcy and maintain a routine in these hard times. Gwydyon Liathcloch has been designing and 3D printing N95 rated masks and ear saver bands, which is just such a boon.
I get the honor of announcing the next few. And I apologize in advance if I do not get your name right. I've been trying to practice, but as alas, time as in these times has been really hard to come by. Amalie von Hohenzee, hopefully I got that right. She has been doing incredible and amazing embroidery work and consistent willingness to provide advice and support and inspiration at any time over any topic with a smile and encouragement. Jumping into host solars for the Athena Symbol Guild and to teach embroidery classes, just everything you could ever want in a Crown ANS champion to be. Baroness Arlyana von Wyck. She's taking a lot of steps into hosting crafting meetings and bringing archery and throw weapons to video. She is very inspiring to those in those communities to have that be able to see in things of that nature. The Honorable Lord Colin, he has also made videos of heraldry, and that is mostly his passion.
The Honorable Lord Alexander Clarke. He has been an inspiration behind the newcomers' months, but he's recently challenged the people to walk from London to Canterbury during April. He and others took this challenge, and some even in garb. It was a great way to encourage exercise and to unite our medieval reenacting community. Christoph Gockerhan von Loch. He does much service, and it's become obvious how much he did from the east when he became sick and couldn't do that for a while. It was quite a large hole in the east. He was EK Chamberlain and was web minister for Carolingia and Towers. Even while he was sick, he worked on and is still working on the Order of Precedence database and website. Thank you for continuing your dedication, even when not feeling good. Halldis Ulfsdottir is making masks and general encouragement of exploration in the arts. Thank you for being encouraging and an inspiration. Now words from our Seneschal.
Good afternoon, East Kingdom. Regarding their Highnesses and Her Majesty's decision about coronation, I want to reassure the populace that we have a variance from the Society Seneschal and the Board of Directors, and the East Kingdom is falling in about the middle of the range of options available to kingdoms in the United States and Canada. Some have virtually transferred power, but a good number also have not and have just indefinitely postponed their coronations. And so if you have additional questions about this, I am happy to talk with anybody. Our primary concern right now is the fact that the Canadian border is closed, cutting off Tirmara from the rest of the kingdom. And we're concerned to maximize kingdom stability at a time when, frankly, nobody knows when we're going to be able to schedule a crown tournament. I'll be putting out a few additional words following court with a little bit more detail on that. A reminder, as various state governments slowly start to open up, that all activities in the East are shut down through June 30th. As states reopen, we will revisit on a case-by-case basis whether small group gatherings and small practices might, emphasis on might, continue, but that would be email me, please, at seneschal@eastkingdom.org, and that will be a discussion that we'll have. I hope you saw the announcement this week from Society that the SCA Census 2020 is coming next month. The dates will be from June 7th through June 21st. We'll have more information available as we have it, but for now, mark your calendars and plan ahead for those 2 weeks to look for the link and take the census. Let your voice be heard. Finally, I have a personal thank you to the local seneschals of the East Kingdom. From large groups and small, you have been doing a tremendous amount to keep your groups engaged and vital, doing creative things, finding new ways to do the things you usually do, using new tools to have the meetings you need to have. We see you, the regional deputies and I have noticed your work, and I just want to say thank you very much for the nuts and bolts of keeping us going in times that we didn't even expect to have. Thanks very much.
My lords and ladies, it is now my pleasure to read some scroll awards that these awards were given out anywhere from 4 to 5 years ago and just never happened to reach the recipients or be listed in the order of precedence. And so at this time, with Her Majesty's blessing, we are going to make these official. So please join me as we step into the Wayback Machine and go with some old data and bring some people their awards that they totally have deserved. We begin with Xandar. Our servant Xandar wears the rose of youth upon him, but make no mistake, this boy lends mettle to us all. In 3 years of hard training, he has become a model of martial discipline, technique, enthusiasm, and honor. We are proud to have him in our fighting ranks and look forward to the day when he will take the field at our side. In anticipation of all that he will become, and in celebration of all he has already accomplished, do we, Kenrick and Evelina, king and queen of this eastern realm, create Xandar a companion of our esteemed Order of Gawain at the War of the Roses, this 29th day of May, Anno Societatis 51 in our barony of Concordia of the Snows, ex hoc mera motu. Words and calligraphy by Ronwyn Glenn Conway, illumination by Miriam Bat Pesach. Alastor Edwardson. Come ye before us and hear the words of Brennan August and Keelan Augusta, mighty rulers of the East. Having been advised that there is in our barony of Bacale one Ragi Odderson, whose service to his barony has proven to be worthy of recognition, and having witnessed with our own eyes his deeds at the coronation of Omega and Etheldreda, and at King's and Queen's Rapier champions, and having seen his generosity in the donation of the fruits of his brewing skills at said coronation, we find Ragi to be worthy of advancement, and therefore award unto him these arms to be borne by him alone without let or hindrance throughout our lands and our cousins' lands. In witness whereof we have set our hand upon this, the 12th day of December, Anno Societatis 50, as we celebrate Yule at the Palazzo in our barony of Bacale. Calligraphy by Harold von Auerbach. Illumination by Halldis Ulfsdottir. Alastor Tucker. Brian, King of the East, and Anna, the Queen, to our trusty Alastor Tucker, greetings. Whereas the defense and security of our land does make us most joyous and happy, and forasmuch there is no man that doesn't seek some defense and remedy for saving his life, training, and much study and confirmed long experience. Therefore, inasmuch as said Alastor Tucker pleases us with his ability and charm, we endow said Alastor with an award of arms, done the 11th day of February in the 51st year of the Society at our Kings and Queens Bardic and Arts and Sciences Championship in our barony of Concordia of the Snows, marked with our ensign's manual for all to see. Words by Natalia Anastasia Yevgenova Slavina Vanuchka, calligraphy and illumination by Robert of Stonemarch. We will have a few more of these going forward later on this afternoon. Thank you. And for all these award recipients, vivat!
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat! So, one of the other things that we want to do today is we want to recognize the mothers that are out there, be it your Scadian mom, hi Fortune, or your mundane mom. Thank you for everything you do for us. Thank you for caring for us and tending us. And along that lines, a special video has been created to highlight some of those moms. Thank you so much. And to all the moms out there, thank you for everything you do. Malcolm?
During these difficult times, there have been an awful lot of people out there who have been inspiring people in different ways. And so once more, Her Majesty and Their Highnesses would like to share the names and faces of some who have inspired them and the people of the Kingdom of the East.
Lord Rickard Honier, every day during this pandemic, Rick is going to work as a sheriff's officer. Grace, class, not looking for praise, but still worthy as an inspiration. Master Richard Crow has been doing heavy training videos and sessions to try and keep the Warriors of the East motivated and sharp. Again, rust is the enemy. I've seen some of his polearm training, making sure that he's working melee as well as individual instruction. Find the people that are out there helping us stay sharp, and he is certainly one of them. Philippa and Richard, this is a husband and wife who attended their very first SCA event at Crown A&S Champs back in February when we could still have events. And now that we have a dearth of live events, they are both managing to explode into SCA Arts and Sciences with enthusiasm that is inspiring. They've both contributed to online A&S displays, Philippa with her beautiful garb and Richard with his meticulous embroidery. He's actually even taught an embroidery class already. These two are inspiring proof that our society, our kingdom is still strong. The spirit of the East continues to grow and prosper as we add new members even during this time of exile.
I have the honor of announcing the next few. Vopiscus, Rufius, Donatanus for keeping the power on. That's very inspiring, as since I might have to call on him, as currently my power is out and I am running off of battery power for my nice video for you today. I also would like to say thank you to him for keeping the power on. Simon Pride. With just over a week's notice, Simon took on a video project that Baroness Cassier thought up. It included herding a bunch of attendants to make multiple videos and uploading them to Google Drive, as you've seen last Ethereal Court. He also needed to stitch all those individual videos together and set them to music. As this, all of this on top of being an essential IT employee for his company. Roibeard McNeill for his online metal classes and Celtic music radio show online, and overall goodness and cheer throughout. He really poured himself out during this time. He is so talented. Live videos and making various period silver jewelry at Stronghold Arts Studio.
Matthias von Würzburg, which I promised him I would say incorrectly. He is our head of web ministry right now and has done amazing things for all of us. Him and his team are putting together a lot of work online, meetings, courts, and events, and possible to help us navigate this new SCA online. Anytime you guys need help, him and his team are right there for you. Duchess Keelan and her rapier general and her team. There are weekly meetings set up to talk about training and team development while we're all practicing social distancing. Even though I'm a very new fencer, I like being able to look ahead to when we can meet on the field again. Great job. Sir Cedrick of Thanet. Through his passion for thrown weapons and finding new and interesting ways to do that activity. We invite you all to keep filling out those inspiration forms, which are linked on the EK website. You'll notice that we are reading the words of the people. We may add some of our own praise, but these are the words that the populace has sent to us. Thank you all for continuing to inspire us.
As we look forward on the calendar, we begin to note events and that had effort that we had planned to attend that will not be happening. We would still like to recognize that those events were planned and effort was put into them. I will start with the May events. Maybe I'll try something new, was to occur in the Barony of Iron Bog with the autocrat Ginevra Guillaume. French is not strong for me. Continuing May Martial Madness in the Barony Beyond the Mountain. Chiara McRobbie, the autocrat there. One close to our hearts, War of the Roses in the Barony of Concordia of the Snows. The autocrat who I know put in a tremendous amount of effort there. And the Bastillon Quest for the Wit and Wisdom, Barony of Setmore Swamp. Autocrats Marcus and Fiona Hildebrand's daughter. Hunter's Picnic in the Shire of Caradmond. Maria Clarke von Horn, and the Southern Region War Camp and Curia in the Barony of Carillion, Grafton, Rexkier.
I will continue on and say that I have the June events to announce. But I would also like to take this time before I announce the June cancellations that I hope most of you have already seen our video about the stepping up in October. And if we can all gather at that time, we are accepting bids for our coronation, just if guidelines and everything have subsided by then. We can't guarantee anything, but we would love to see bids for that event in October. So the June events that have been canceled are the Lions End Farmingdale demo in Twinkle Twinkle Little Scola, and the Barony of Buckland Cross Rattan and Rapier Champs tourney. We are very sorry these events are canceled, and I hope we can get to see them soon.
Once again, I have the pleasure of reading off some scrolls that never managed to go out at the time when they were created for various reasons. I'd like to take a moment before I do that to thank Asa Phelan Jossusdottir. She is the backlog deputy. She assembled this along with Mistress Eva Wodrose, who is the signet, so that we had these to present, and we are very happy that we are able at this time, per Her Majesty's grace, to go ahead and share these awards that should have gone out a long time ago, but things happen. Let me begin. Aethelhafoc Keyfinder. Fortune favors fair Quintavia, made manifest by the miraculous feats of culinary skill by saintly Aethelhafoc Keyfinder, who fed hundreds of pilgrims gathered at the coronation feast. So, impressed by his work, King Kenric and Queen Avelina return to the Shire and induct Aethelhafoc into the Order of the Burdened Tiger. Scroll by Asa Phelan Jossusdottir. Liathcloch of Panthervale. Broad shoulders to carry the load, excellent memory for the minutiae, agreeable demeanor to provide pleasure for all, and, most importantly, a willingness to serve. These characteristics create one who provides the most classic events. He is courteous, capable, cheerful, and competent. King Kenric of mighty deeds and Queen Avelina, whose jovial nature brightens the darkest night of the glorious Eastern realm, recognize these traits in Liathcloch of Panthervale, and therefore they wish to bestow upon him an award of the Burdened Tiger for his many works, including Coronation, to be given at Kings and Queens Equestrian Champions held in the flower that is the Shire of Quintavia on the 27th of August, Anno Societatis 51. Siobhan Wallace. Indomitable strength, indefatigable spirit, and infinite compassion comprise our incomparable Siobhan Wallace. For fearlessly throwing herself into the breach and for the gentle guidance, good advice, wealth of knowledge, steadfast support, and exhaustive service that she provided at our coronation are we, King Kenric and Queen Evelina of these blessed eastern lands, pleased to award Siobhan the Burdened Tiger at our equestrian championship in the beautiful Shire of Quintavia this 27th day of August, Anno Societatis 51. Words and calligraphy by Bronwyn Glon Conway, illumination by Miriam Batpasa. Annalyn Ulrich. Be it known to all here present that we, Brennan and Keelan, august monarchs of the East, do watch with joy as willing hands turn to the myriad tasks of setting up and taking down, of making and doing, that others may take their pleasure. Such a pair of hands belong to Annalyn Ulrich, archer, marshal, harpist, water-bearer, and embroiderer. Therefore do we name her Lady Annalyn, and award unto her arms, Profess Argent and Paley Argent and Vert, an eagle displayed Vert, and a rose gules. Done this last day of October, Anno Societatis 50 at Ghosts, Ghouls, and Goblins in our barony of Setmore Swamp, which is probably supposed to be barony of Carillon, because that's usually where Ghosts, Ghouls, and Goblins happens. To all those who have been so deserving of receiving recognition, and even though it's a bit late, we are very happy to share. We offer a hearty Vivat! 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 Vivat!
Vivat!
We have many themes coming up. Our next theme for Ethereal Court will be Scadian Senior Celebration. Mistress Elsbeth has put out an announcement about that, asking for pictures. I hope you'll check it out. It's listed on the EK website. Also, I want to throw out a shout out to all of our Toy for Tigers. I need you to know that I have received boxes and boxes of all of these goodies, and I am so excited. Our next mailing will start out, I will be printing that list on Monday. So by the end of the week, we'll start mailing them out, and you guys will be receiving your toys. We miss you, our little tigers.
The Kingdom of the East is full to overflowing with inspirational people. Therefore, once more, Her Majesty and their Highnesses would like to share the names and faces of those who you have told them inspire you.
The Honorable Lord Gawain. Gawain is not necessarily one to seek out the spotlight, but when the armor dancing video from some history fan groups in Europe first circulated, it was joked that our fighters could match and outdo it, and he was the first one to don armor and show off his dance moves. His bravery and willingness to be a little bit silly and have some fun could certainly be credited with starting the wave that has brought so much joy to the people across the known world. Dame Lilia started a Discord server for the heralds and scribes of the known world to keep in touch with each other. She wanted heralds and scribes to be able to reach out and ask each other for help and just not feel so alone. The server has become quite popular and is an inspiring way to keep the scribes connected. And the Honorable Lord Simon. Simon took Anastasia's general idea of helping with food insecurity in Butler County and turned it into an amazing and sharp web page. In less than a week, he made this web page to have it ready for the launch on May 1st to coincide with the SCA's 55th birthday. The website is connecting those who wish to help the residents of Butler County with 2 local nonprofit charities who work directly in the community. Thanks to this website, we are making a substantial difference in the community that hosts Penzic. The website has been picked up by SCA.org, and this is a tremendous boon to the local community and a way for Scadians across the known world to give back.
These next three, not only are they inspirational to the people who have written in, are also inspirational to myself, as I have personally watched His Grace Duke Edward Grey's videos on YouTube to teach fighting with his training videos. Just being able to knock the rust off, as His Highness Tyndall had said, but to keep us inspired and to give us some information on how to better our training at home. Lord Fergus Killen, if I'm really sorry I mispronounced your name, but he is inspirational to me, and not just the person who wrote them in, for he is a big champion of the Unbelted team. He also helped out with IT issues for people to be able to watch our virtual courts, which is just so awesome, and he just jumps in and helps wherever he's needed. Our Kingdom MOL, Lady Olivia Baker, as much as she's doing in these times, she's going out of her way for being our mistress of the list and basically keeping us on track for all of our authorizations. And also, she brings joy to the children of the East with her Snow White message. She embodies the spirit of the East.
Master Malcolm Bowman. What many of you may not know is that with these ethereal courts, there is a lot of background work. And one important thing that we have learned and updated our inspiration sheet is connecting people's modern names with their SCA names to be able to contact easier in these troubled times. Malcolm gets the list of names, and then through his amazing skills, will go and find everybody and connect them to their mundane name and their Facebook name. And if they're not involved in Facebook, find another way that we can contact them so that they can have their favorite SCA picture shown while we recognize the inspiration that they have given to the East. I just wanted to say thank you. Remy de La Montagne de Gascogne. I am so sorry, Remy. He just offered to teach historical rapier online format and opened up 2 online classes to the entire East Kingdom fencing community, beginners and intermediate Italian fencing. It is hard not being able to engage in martial activities, so I appreciate anyone who is trying to help people stay active and help them learn. This type of instruction is not easy, more so when it is done online setting, and he just committed to doing it 2 nights a week for the next couple of months. Remy, thank you for being an inspiration to the East.
Mistress Natalia Anastasia Yevgenova Slavina Vanuchka.
Even though the live artisan scholar was canceled at this event, the laurels continued. These 2 laurels continued the challenge format. Mistress Natalia held an online rapier challenge. Mistress Bartea encouraged lace making to try a new lace form. Their encouragement to help artisans continue to flourish, even in these live events, are on pause. We thank you for your dedication to the East.
Please know that we love you and miss you, and I will relish the day where we can be all together again. Please keep up all of the social media that we've been seeing. I have joined a lot of classes in the past week, and it's just been wonderful to hear all the stories and the teachings of the ANS community.
the best laid plans. So many times during normal life, during the course of an SCA event, there are small hiccups, there are balls that are dropped, and there are people that pick them up and we soldier on. Those things continue to happen even as we exist electronically, even as we exist at a distance. And what has been fantastic for me to see is for so many people finding ways to pick that up and keep moving forward. And the message that I would like to close on this time is I've heard lots of talk about kindness, and that is important, but also take some time to be kind with yourself. It's easy to see the spots where things have gotten too difficult for you or you have dropped a ball. Be forgiving with yourself. We are all going to get to come back together at some point. The kingdom will move on. My hope is that we keep ourselves spiritually and emotionally healthy enough that when we come back together physically, it is with joy.
I want to thank you for everyone who has reached out to their highnesses and I with words of encouragement, with thoughts and ideas of things that we can do to better serve the kingdom. Thank you for your kindness. And a special thank you to those of you who've reached out and just said, keep going, we've got this. That's one of our messages that their highnesses and I want you to know. We've got this. Together, we are going to be stronger. Remember to be patient and kind with each other. We all are going to have bad days. I know I have them. But together, we will move forward. All of my love to all of you. Be safe until we can meet again.
On behalf of Her Majesty and their Highnesses, we would like to thank you all for joining us for the third Ethereal Court of the Kingdom of the East. The fourth Ethereal Court will begin in 2 weeks at 4 p.m., and that is on Saturday, May the 23rd. There being no further business, herein closes the Court of Her Majesty Margarita and their Highnesses Tyndall and Albrecht, Princes of Tirmara. Long live the Kingdom of the East, long live the Queen, long live the Princes, and thank you all.